Let me ask you something. Are you sick and tired of walking away from deals because the house has a problem? Rotted floors, and the bank won't finance it? Seller's a hoarder, doesn't want pictures on the MLS. Owners behind on payments and needs out yesterday. I'm sure it's frustrating. I'm sure we've all been there. We've all done that. Well, hello. My name is David Allen Knight, and today I'm standing in a house that I paid cash for. Subfloors completely rotted, wouldn't pass inspection, wouldn't be insurable. 99% of real estate agents wouldn't have looked twice at this deal. I didn't walk away, I flipped it, and I'm about to make 20 grand on a house nobody else wanted. Here's why. I'm not a regular agent. I'm a hybrid agent, and hybrid agents have 5 ways to make money on a deal, not just one. Stay with me, and I'm going to show you every single one.
There is pride of ownership in this neighborhood, and what we're doing here is putting pride of ownership into this next home that we are renovating and then putting back on the market. And my man Finny here is doing the renovations along with Mr. Junior Gonzalez. So, Mr. Finny, what have you seen so far in this house? Let's check this out. Come on in and let's talk, okay? Come on in. I'm gonna invite you all in. Okay, what have we seen so far?
The subfloors were completely rotted. They used the wrong material. They just did the subfloors a couple of years ago, from what I understand, and they used OSB on a first floor crawl space house.
OSB means it's like wood chips that are glued together and compressed.
Mm-hmm. And once it gets moist, it just disintegrates.
Literally, it would just crumble in your hand. So, what's happened here?
So we've reinforced all of the floor joists that are in here.
Okay.
And tried to level it up the best we can with the flow of the house, because there's main beams in here that are a little bit crowned that we really can't do a whole lot with. But we fortified everything in here and replaced all of the OSB in the house with
plywood,
with 3/4 inch pine.
Oh, the real stuff, right?
Real stuff.
Got it.
Should have been used in the first place.
Got it. Okay. So cool. So this is a property that I negotiated to purchase cash from a home seller that was in need of a solution, and the solution wasn't, hey, we'll just list it on the MLS. Why? Because that solution wouldn't have worked for my client's best interest, because the property would have failed a traditional inspection. It wouldn't be insurable.
All right, pause right here. This is the moment that's going to separate a regular agent from a hybrid agent. The seller came to me with a problem. The house wouldn't pass inspection. It wouldn't be insurable. If I had listed this on the MLS, here's what would have happened. First buyer walks because the inspector tanks the deal. Second buyer walks because the lender won't write a loan. Seller sits on the market for 90 days, drops the price twice, and still doesn't close. Instead, I made them a cash offer. They got out clean, with dignity, with money in their pocket, and I got a deal with 20 grand of profit built in on day one. 5 solutions, not one. This is the hybrid agent play. Write it down.
So again, have to check out my man Finny. Came into the house with his contractor, Mr. Gonzalez, and we've done a major renovation here. Pretty much every square foot of the flooring beneath this luxury vinyl flooring had to be replaced. The joists.
I just stepped through it.
Yeah.
I just stepped through it with just weight, just body weight. The only thing that was holding anyone up on this floor before was the actual vinyl itself.
Yes, literally you could fall right through it. So what else have we've done to the property? Swing us through here, okay? So we're, just imagine we're walking into the living room here, okay? How about yourself, Finny?
Got the main living room here.
Yep.
There's about half of the floor joists in the place were replaced whenever they did the subfloor a couple of years ago. So everything was pretty decent in here. There was a couple on the edges that we needed to replace. Some previous termite damage or whatever it was. And we replaced the entire floor joist system in The dining room here, it is completely new all the way around.
All new.
All new.
Yeah.
All the floor joists were completely bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how a dining room table sat on that floor without going through it.
Well, can an elephant walk into this room now?
I can now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so right in here we have the kitchen. And what's happening with that area?
Most of that was plywood there, except for under the refrigerator. Everything seems solid.
Fantastic.
Back here, we replaced
all of it.
All of the subfloor in the whole place.
Yeah.
The bathroom, fortunately, is plywood, so we don't have to get in there and rip up all the vanities.
Because if that floor was rotten, we'd have to rip out all the new renovations that were done like 4 years ago.
But it's all good. It's all real plywood, so thank goodness for that.
Right.
She's pretty dang solid.
Yes, she is.
Pretty dang solid.
Yes, sir.
So nobody falling through now.
Yes, sir. So we've got the new flooring. And next we'll come in, we'll put the flooring in, and then we'll put the baseboards in. And then obviously walls will be touched up and then painted throughout, ceilings, walls, floorboards. And of course, when we paint the property, we always put in new electrical covers everywhere. And the whole goal is to give a move-in ready property that is, it's got that new car smell. Okay, when the lady walks into the house, we want her to fall in love with it. And when the lady of the house falls in love with the property, she feels comfortable and confident about raising her family there. So that allows us to get the property sold quickly and for the most amount of money. Obviously, the walls are going to be painted a gray. We're going to have white trim, okay? And the ceilings are all going to be painted as well. And again, you see the ceilings have been textured previously. That saves us a lot of money because we don't have to retexture everything. Because this is what I've found in my 20 years of listing and flipping properties. It's not for everybody. This is what I do know. If you underwrite the properties correctly, knowing the numbers of what the property could sell for, fixed up, 2026 standards, and knowing what you have to pay for it, and knowing what you have to put into it to get that top market price, would you be willing to roll the dice? Because I tell you this, I don't roll the dice. I only buy property that I know I can make a profit on. Worst case scenario, I'll break even. Now, because we are speculators, we're gambling that the property will sell here. And we're also gambling the unknowns once we open up walls or window or walls or floors that the damage isn't that bad. So we need to account for what ifs. And so I always add on another $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 to my renovations costs just to make sure that I have a spread. So let's do an example. So if the ARV on a home that's after repair value is $100,000, then you have a max allowed offer that you have to come in at, okay? Knowing that you have to put money into the home, knowing that there's holding costs, there's carrying costs, such as insurance, such as the taxes, such as utilities. And if you're borrowing money, there's going to be interest on that money, generally around 10 to 12%. So if the ARV is $100,000, generally the max offer, that means the most you can give a seller is like $55,000, $60,000. Now, $100,000, I don't know who's selling houses for $100,000 these days, but in some markets that still exists. So this home should sell for $230,000. We're going to put in $20,000, $22,000 into it. That's capital coming out of the Bank of Dave. And I'm speculating that the market will appreciate what we've done to the property and want to buy it quickly for top market price.
Okay, pause the video right here again. Let me teach you something I've used for 20 years. It's called the 60% rule. And it's the reason I've never overpaid for a flip. Here's how it works. Step 1, take the after repair value, the ARV. That's what the house is worth fixed up. Step 2, multiply that number by 60%. Step 3, subtract your rehab budget. What you have left is your maximum offer. That's it. So if a house sells fixed up for 100 grand, you multiply it by 60 and that's 60 grand. Subtract 20 grand for the rehab, your max offer is gonna be 40 grand. Anything above that and you're speculating. Anything below that and you're locked in your profit the day you sign the contract. So say it with me, profit is made when you buy, not when you sell. Write that down.
I can tell you straight up, it comes down to what you buy it for. Because you make your profit when you purchase a home, not when you sell it. That's why you have to do nice renovations, not crazy renovations. We're not putting sub-zero appliances in this home, okay? We're not going overboard. We're just giving a good, solid product that will pass inspections so it's financeable with, say, FHA or conventional financing. So, again, what I've found is it's all about purchasing the property at the right price. What I found is that not every seller is looking for an MLS, multiple listing service solution. Often these people who want a cash offer are embarrassed because they're hoarders and they don't want people walking into the house. They don't want pictures on the internet. I just wrapped up a 3,000 square foot home with a beautiful pool, beautiful kitchen. It just needs to be painted inside, and we need to bring up a dumpster to throw out years of hoarding. People want an off-market solution, and most agents simply don't know how to put a deal like that together because 100% of brokerages out there don't want to teach you to be an investor. They don't want to teach you to be a businessman or woman. They want you just to be a lemming and just go with the flow and list property. Well, I give that solution every single day. I list property every day. However, again, there are buyers out there that are looking for close quickly, give me a cash offer so I can go on to my next chapter in life with some dignity and with some money in my pocket. So 5% of homes out there are sold this way. And so in the comments below, if you are an agent, are you open to becoming what we call a hybrid agent, doing a hybrid model where you can offer a cash price solution or a creative financing solution? I've purchased beat up homes before. All kinds of different ways I've purchased them, subject to existing financing where we're taking over a mortgage, again with their name still on it, but we continue the payments. We rent it out, we pay the taxes on the house, the title is put into an LLC or a land trust, but the mortgage is still in the seller's name. Done that several times. I hold several properties that way. I've purchased properties with seller financing with as little as $600 down, $600 a month with a payment plan going 23 years into the future. And I have these properties rented, and every single month when the tenant pays the office, I cut a check, or my bookkeeper cuts a check to the seller, and almost all these properties are interest-free, meaning I'm not paying any interest. So literally the tenant is paying my mortgage payment, and every time they make that payment, the principal of the home gets knocked down, meaning I'm not paying interest every month. The majority of a 30-year amortized mortgage, for the first 15 years, you're paying, 90, 95, 80, at the lowest 80% interest. And if you can do a deal where you offer seller financing, often you can get payments for 10, 15, 20, 25 years at interest free. So I love doing deals that way.
Let me break this down because most agents never learn this stuff. And it's the reason they're stuck just listening. There are 3 tools every hybrid agent has in their bag. Number 1, subject to. The buyer takes over the seller's existing mortgage. Title moves it into an LLC or a land trust. Payments keep going. The seller walks away from a problem and you get a property with financing already in place. Tool number 2, seller financing. The seller becomes the bank, often interest-free, often for 20 to 25 years. I've done deals for $600 down and $600 a month. The tenant pays the mortgage. The principal gets knocked down every single month. That's free real estate, my friends. Tool number 3, cash for keys. You write the seller a check, usually $2-3 grand. They hand you the keys. You close at the title company, clean and fast. These aren't loopholes. These are legal tools you have in your toolbox, and the agent who uses them is the one who's writing their own paycheck.
Listen, I'm a kid from Dorchester. If I can do stuff like this, so can you. Do you want to have generational wealth? Do you want to have monthly revenue that comes in every month from tenants? And from that monthly revenue, you can pay a mortgage, you can pay your taxes, you can pay insurance. You also have a spread that's called cash flow. You also have appreciation. It doesn't matter what market you're in, there's always motivated sellers out there who need to get their home sold quickly because they're in duress. They're not paying their mortgage. They're in financial situation where they're in pain. And they need someone to offer them solutions. Because often what I've found is that they'll hide in the sand. They'll think it's, stick their head in the sand and they'll just hide from the problem. There is no hiding from problems. You have to have a solution to get out of that problem. And fortunately, I've sought out mentorship over the years that allows me to communicate with those types of people to give them solutions. Whether it be a short sale, whether it be me taking over their payments, whether it be me paying off their mortgage and just taking out over their house as is, whereas it close when they want, and give them some moving money. Literally, I bought houses where I've taken over people's mortgages and given them what we call cash for keys. Geez, Dave, what's that? Well, it's simply, I write them a check. Generally, it's around $2,000 to $3,000. It gives them some money to move. They give me the keys. We close at a title company, and the house goes into an LLC that I control. We then simply do some simple renovations to the home. Mostly it's just painting and flooring, sometimes appliances, and we rent it out. Then we hold it for years. I may refinance that home. I may sell it in the future. I just might even just hold on to it forever and just will it to my children.
All right, this next part might be the most important thing I say on my entire channel. The goal isn't to flip just one house. The goal isn't to list 50 homes a year. The goal is to build something that pays your kids, your grandkids, long after you're gone. Every year, every single year, I buy a property. And every year, that property is paying a mortgage down, throwing off cash flow, and sitting on my balance sheet as an asset. That's what generational wealth looks like. It isn't one big cash windfall, it's a system. Listen to what I say next.
And several of my children have their names on homes and they don't even know it. They don't even know it that their father has their retirement fund already in place because I purchased properties that I'm going to give to them upon my departure or whenever I feel like giving it to them. And that is freaking cool because if you don't know the numbers, trust me, don't do it. If you pay too much, you're going to lose. Comments below, flip or flop, do you believe this property? Finny, tell them, do you think this is going to be a flip or a flop?
It's going to be a flip.
It's going to be a flip. Why is that?
Because we bought it right.
We bought it right. And how much renovating do we actually have to do to this home versus many homes that are built in the 50s in this neighborhood? As far as the scope of renovation, is this like a 3, a 5, a 7, a 10, what?
I think this is, as far as 1 to 10, 10 being the worst.
Yeah.
This is probably about a 3.
Yes. He's exactly right. It's about a 3. So when it's a level 3 renovation, it's a safe bet. As long as you bought it at the right price.
So 2 things before you go. If you're a real estate agent and you're sick and tired of winging it on listing appointments, go ahead and grab my pre-listing checklist. Link's right there in the description. It's the exact same sheet I use to sign 85% of the listings I go on. And if you're ready to stop being just a listing agent and start being a hybrid agent, one who can offer 5 solutions instead of just 1, hit the first link in the description. Let's have a conversation. I'll show you how to run this play in your own market. Like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell to never miss a video, and comment below. My name is David Allen Knight. Your skills are going to pay your bills. Go make that money.